Welcome back, Albion Onliners. My name is Nevaduck, and I'm going to discuss a big question surrounding Albion Online. Is Albion Online pay to win? Please listen till the end of the video so you can get a feel for the entire dynamic and make an educated conclusion. Remember, this is my opinion, and everyone is free to come up with their own. Just take a minute, listen to what I have to say, and then you can decide how you feel about the game. Too long didn't watch. My opinion is that the game is not free to play. So the first thing we have to figure out is, what can you pay for with real life money, and what benefit do you get from that in the game? So if you go to their website, you can actually see the different amounts of gold that you can purchase. So for $2.45, you can purchase 300 gold, $7.50 is $4.95, $8.95, $12.95, $24.95, $39.95, $59.95, and $99.95. Again, all those things are options. You can buy those and it gets pretty quickly put into your in-game account. What can you do with the gold? Well, there's a few things. You can come here, click here, and you can trade your gold for silver. Now, you can't use gold for anything in game except for two things: trading it to silver or purchasing premium status, and we'll get to the premium status in a minute. So right now, there are enough people asking to buy gold for 143 silver, and then there's people, and because of that, I can sell my gold for 143 silver each. So if I want to sell one gold, I will get 143 silver, right? Just like that. And then if I want to sell my gold, I could do the opposite. So even if you play the game, you can amass a large amount of gold just by buying it with silver. So you can play this market and actually make a lot of currency. So basically, buy the gold when it's selling for really inexpensive, and then a little bit earlier, within the last 24 hours, it jumped up to 164. So when it's really high, sell it. So right there, you've almost got a 20 silver profit per gold that you sell, which can add up a lot. So there's people that literally amass a lot of gold and a lot of silver just by buying low and selling high. So you can do that. And then what you do is you can come to the auction house or the market, and you can buy whatever you need. So you can come down here, you can go to armor, you can buy all your armor. You can buy all your weapons. You can buy all your crafting mats and materials. So you can cut out some of the gameplay just by purchasing stuff. The next thing that you can buy is premium status. Premium status costs 25 gold, which is essentially, if you remember, $12.95 gets you 2,600 gold, so you'll have 100 gold left over. Or you can use 360,000 silver, pretty much the equivalent of the trade ratio right now. Now you can buy 1 day of premium, 2 days, 3 days of premium, 7. So as you build up your silver and your gold, you can slowly amass, getting up to 30 days, 180 days, 260 days. Now what this gives for you is it gives you 20 learning points per day. The learning points are spent on this board here. So let me see if I have one. All right. So I can use these learning points once I get to this bracket. Once I'm there, I can skip farming all this stuff. So right now, you can do one of two things. You can kill monsters, and say you kill a tier 5 monster or a person or something, and it gives you 20 fame. So I'd be at 59.49 fame, and then as soon as I get to 30%, I can skip the rest of it. So 20 learning points a day is pretty crucial for you to actually progress your Destiny board, especially at the low levels. The other thing is too, Destiny board fame is increased by 50%. So that monster that I killed that's worth 20 fame and 20 points towards my next set of gear that I can wear goes to 40. Silver and loot doubles, and the gathering yield doubles. So when you're farming ore or mining copper or you're cutting down trees, or you're skinning animals, it'll double the amount of the yield that you get from it, which is pretty awesome. You also get an extra 1,000 crafting focus per day, which comes into play essentially if you've got a bunch of materials, like say you got 50 ore and it takes 50 ore to create something. When you're done, you could get some of those materials back. You'll also get double the yield from your farming plots. You'll get double the growth rate on your farming animals, and also half market tax. So whenever you're buying something from the game, which is their money sink, you'll pay half that in taxes. So there's a lot. If you do not have this, expect yourself to grind, and feel like you're getting nowhere. So I don't see how the game is playable without this. The nice thing is you can pay for it in game, and once you get to crafting, if you're smart, you can craft something that is more than worth 360,000 silver. Or you can just pay the $12.95 and do it that way, and then you save your in-game currency. Now, the biggest problem people say is that if I trade for a silver and I come to the auction house, I can buy whatever armor I want because I'll have all the disposable cash. Now, if you see all of these, none of these are red, so that means I can use all these. Now, some of these are starting to get red. So say I want to build a caster. So I'm going to buy this. And then I'm going to take it out of the bank. Alright, so I purchased that, but I can't put it on. The reason why I can't put it on is because I haven't unlocked it on the Destiny board. I've unlocked tier 4 stuff, but I have not unlocked tier 5 stuff. So essentially what you're doing is you're cutting out the process of gathering the materials that you would need to make the hood. So I don't have to go around and gather fiber, and then once you gather the fiber, you craft it into cloth. So those two processes are cut out, and then once you've crafted it into cloth, you have to craft all the tier 2 items, or you have to craft enough tier 2 items to be able to craft tier 3, and then tier 3 to tier 4, and then tier 4 to tier 5. So essentially I've cut out all the crafting aspect of the game. So really what's buying buying gold with real life money does for you is it cuts out the middleman, so you can get right to killing stuff and attacking stuff and everything like that. There are, in a sense, if this game was completely built around just one person about your gameplay and only your gameplay, I would agree that you could argue that this is a pay-to-win game. But, here's the big but. There are guilds, and most of them are like this, that are organized, that have a crew of gatherers. The only job they have in the guild, because they like to do it, is to go out and gather all the ore, all of the wood, all of the fiber, all of the block, and all the leather, or all the hides, so that the next set of people can take it from them, and then they can create it into iron bars, and they can create it into planks, and they can create it into leather, so they can process all the materials to be made into weapons. And then you have a crew of people in the guild that just make weapons, and then they make all their weapons, and then you have the fighter group of the guild, and their primary goal is to win battles, protect people gathering. They're the ones that need the highest tier gear and weapons. So essentially, you can structure a guild to cut out the need to even pay for the silver, pay for the gold to get the silver, to get the gear that you want. It just cuts out the middleman, that's all it does. So essentially what you're doing, there is an advantage to buying it and then buying stuff off the auction house, but the marketplace, there's just really no sense in doing it with the way the game is structured, unless you just want to support the devs with some real life money. I find this very acceptable, that if you want to get ahead and you want to cut out time and you want to be kind of self-sustaining and not rely on anybody else, you can do that. But if you don't want to do that, you can find a guild work it out with them, figure out what your role is, where you'll be in the grand scheme of things, and play this game, and play it with premium, because all your silver can go towards that, or even, it's not hard to make silver in this game, it really isn't. So just basically just remember that if I go out and buy the top tier gear, so that's probably not, probably like, let's see what tier, so it goes to tier 6, 7, and tier 8. There are no tier 8 here. But if I buy the tier 7 gear, and I spend a lot of silver and a lot of stuff, a lot of cash on this, if I go out into a red or black zone and I die, somebody's gonna loot my corpse, and that 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever I might have spent on it is gone. So choose wisely if you're gonna spend money. So tell me what you think. Let me know if this explains it for you. If you have more insight, just leave a comment down below and let me know. That'll be it for me, and I'll see you guys in game.